The Game Time Network is proudly sponsored by Matt Gaddis at State Farm. If you need help with car or renter's insurance, Matt Gaddis has you covered. And we are also powered by our friends at Wired to the Nines. For any low voltage needs, reach out to them via email at wiredtothenines@yahoo.com. And don't forget about our friends over at Bigsy Sports Grill. If you're looking for a great time and some great food, head over to Bigsy Sports Grill on Brookville Road in Indianapolis. Thank you to all our sponsors for supporting the Game Time Network.
Hello, everyone. Man, if you saw the stream with me, Daryl, and Brandon, you would know we've got some unhappy campers regarding the Bam Adebayo 83-point game. I'm going to come on here. We're going to talk about it a little bit. I think first off, the first thing I want to say is I am a Kobe fan. Kobe's what got me into basketball. The Kobe jersey is sitting right underneath my TV right here. Well, hanging up next to the Vince Carter jersey. I'm a Kobe fan. That Kobe's my favorite player of all time. Like, there's nobody above Kobe in my eyes. That's my favorite player. I don't think he's the GOAT, but I think he is my favorite player for sure. And I think what makes me more mad about the Bam stuff isn't necessarily that he got 83. It's the way he got 83. It's not ethical. And, there's people on the timeline that are like, respect it. There's not really much to respect about how he got 83 points. I'm going to pull up the stats, but it's 43 free throws. 43. I truly don't really care if he got fouled hard because, look at the state of the game. I'm going to go on record and say most of those free throws, I'm assuming he barely got touched and he got to the free throw line. So it's just, I'm not even gonna listen to that. 36 of 43 from the free throw line. You took 43 free throws, 43 of your 8, half of your points were free throws. Just not ethical. It's not ethical basketball. Kobe's 81. They were down. He had to stay in the game. He scored 81. It was ethical. It was pure. Nothing bad about it. They actively were trying to get him to break Kobe's record. That's disrespectful. I don't care what nobody says. And I can take my Kobe hate away from this. This is a bad look on the NBA. You already have these bullshit ass tanking rules that you're trying to imply. If this was David Stern, this wouldn't have happened. David Stern has his faults as a commissioner, but this is ridiculous. The league, there's this argument between the young generation and the older generation about the NBA. There's no leg to stand on, right? There's been this argument on Twitter about that 3-minute clip of the 1998 NBA Finals where we're talking about how the game is so boring back then and the game today is more advanced, which I still agree with. It is more advanced. But here's the issue. The game, it's a bad product. At least the product in 98 was appealing and genuinely all of the population said, yes, the NBA is a good product. The product right now is 50-50. You got people that love it and you got people that don't love it. And for everyone talking about Shea's better than Kobe all time, he's not even close. Not even close to Kobe. The foul baiting and everything else, it doesn't annoy me that much depending on the situation. But for anyone, especially in Shea's case, how are you ever going to be viewed as better than Kobe when a lot of the time you flop? I'm just going to call it like it is. I think Shea is the best player right now in today's game. But for people to think he's better than Kobe Bryant of all time, I just can't. I don't believe that. Now you get a certain number of chips and accolades. I think rings play a heavy part on your greatness. So if he gets 5-6 rings, yeah, there's an argument to be had. And somebody says, I think Shea's better than Kobe. Okay, but he doesn't have 5 rings. He's got 1 ring, and there is a precedent about the way he plays the game. But at the same time, this is on the NBA because you allow all these fouls to happen. You call all these fouls. If there's anything I can take away from the last couple of years, because there was a point where I stopped watching the NBA for about a year, and that was when the fouls at the 3-point line were getting ridiculous with Harden, Trae Young, and that's when I really was annoyed. And I think now it's only gotten worse, but now it's just reaching fouls. I don't really care that Bam got 83, but in the way he got it is so unethical. And for people, there's people on Twitter that they're Kobe haters, which is fine. Nobody really cares what you think. But then there's people that are just you're telling people to respect this 83 points. He shot 7 of 22 from 3, 20 of 43 from field goal range. And I'm supposed to respect that? I'm not. That's less than half from field goal range. And not only that, he didn't shoot well from 3. What is there to respect? I don't really care that he averaged 16 and his highest average was 20. I mean, for God's sakes, Grayson Alledge put up 60 this year. Like, sometimes you're just hot, right? Like, sometimes it happens. I'm not, if he would have got 70 tonight, this wouldn't even be a conversation. But the way, maybe it's the way he got 83 at the end of the game that I don't agree with. I don't really care that he scored 70 in the first 3 quarters. It's the first 3 quarters. I just don't care. But it's a bad look on the league. This is a horrible look for the NBA. The anti-tanking rules is what I'm more mad about, but this makes it even worse. I mean, if you're a real NBA fan, right? If you're a real NBA fan, this is a horrible look for the league. The people on Twitter talking about you need to respect this. What's there to respect? I don't care. Well, you just appreciate the fact that we got to see history. When the history is this isn't history. This is it's history and a really bad look. This isn't an ethical 83 points. This is a horrible look. This is not good for the sport that he got 83 points and they were basically forcing it. Like, it's just not a good look for the league. It's not a good look for the league. You come off such a really strong playoffs, one of the best playoffs in years. In a regular season, I thought was off to a very good start. I thought the in-season tournament was great. I thought it was phenomenal. And then all of a sudden, we've got a problem with teams tanking. And the reason you have a problem with teams tanking is because of the gambling sites. Are we serious? And then we get to tonight. Fouls have already been the issue, right? With the flopping and everything else. And the fouls and the flopping, I don't care unless it's deciding the actual game. I don't care what happens in the first quarter. I don't care what happens in the second quarter. But when we get to the second half, let them play. And then everybody and then the current stars are just, the league is unwatchable. It really is. There's such a reason why football is so just beyond the NBA. Because the sport doesn't feel touched. It feels like Adam Silver has his hands all over this goddamn sport. It's mind-boggling how just touched the league feels. It's horrible. I'm starting to get off tangent about Bam. I don't really, like I said, I don't care that he scored 83. It's the way that he got the record, because the way you look at how Kobe got 81, look at the situation and the context. They were up on the Wizards. It's a bad look for the league. It is a horrid look for the league with the tanking rules. The tanking rules is more for the niche hardcore NBA audience and the media. This is going to get seen by casual NBA viewers, and they're going to not watch the product. This is the problem. This is the type of shit that is where people stop watching when stuff like this happens. That's the problem. This is the type of stuff where people will not watch the sport anymore. Go watch wrestling and NASCAR are the best 2 examples. When you start to go away from what your core audience wants, eventually you lose some of that core audience. The NBA is actively destroying itself, but you know what? They don't care because they've got all this money from the TV deals and stuff like that. So nothing's truly going to change because honestly, if you want my honest opinion, nothing's going to change until Adam Silver is not the freaking commissioner. I don't want to say that word. I don't want to say it. I'm not going to try. I'm trying not to say it, but nothing's going to change until Adam Silver's gone. The Adam Silver is the problem. Take away the players and everything else. David Stern would have not let none of this bullshit happen with players whining at the refs all the time, the tanking rules, everything else. What we are watching is not a great product, right? The playoffs is such a good example of what the league could be, but they just refuse. It's like we get to the regular season and the league just starts doing dumb decision after dumb decision, right? I think the All-Star weekend just needs to be gone because nobody cares about the All-Star game. You got to make it USA versus world for anybody to really care. It's just, The dunk contest sucks. The 3-point contest is the only good thing about All-Star Weekend at this point, even though Damian Lillard basically won it off one leg. People didn't like that. I don't know. I don't know. It definitely feels like the league's, I'm not going to say the league's in trouble because the league's just not in trouble. But I think, ratings look good on All-Star Weekend. Great, you were on NBC. But I don't think this is a good look for the league. And for anyone saying you got to respect it, whatever, I don't respect it. I think a lot of the community doesn't. And a lot of people that are happy are SGA fans and Thunder fans because of the whole SGA Kobe debate that started last night after the Nuggets game. And then you've got, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. The rant Daryl did on our live show, that's only about 18 minutes. Go check that out. He's more mad than me, but I didn't really have a chance to get a word out, so that's why I wanted to make this. Let me know your guys' thoughts. That's going to do it for this episode of Game Time After Hours. I will see you guys later. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That's going to do it. This is Game Time After Hours. See you guys soon.